Hey guys, it's Dee. Hope everybody is doing well. Everyone is safe. Welcome back and welcome to any new viewers. I am going to do a video today on some painted pieces and then like a collaboration of all little things that I kind of had and I wanted to like recycle because you know me, I like to recycle. I like to use different things because I see potential in everything. And all of us crafters, you know what that's like. You got a little bit of something everywhere in your room. So hopefully this inspires you. My video today, what I wanted to do was I had this chest. It's a treasure chest, okay? And this lighthouse and a base. And what I want to do is to create a pirate's chest with like a little, just kind of like a nautical scene. I have all different types of elements I want to use in it. But right now, in the beginning of the video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint these. And I'm not going to bore you and literally have you watch me paint and have paint dry. So I'm gonna edit it and come back where it'll be all painted. But what I'm going to do with the chest is I'm going to do a dark brown. It's kind of like a medium brown, and then I'm going to antique it, and hopefully maybe with some of like the wood and its crevices, that antique's going to fall in there and give it a darker look. The base, I'm probably going to do that just maybe like a neutral, I'm not sure. And then the lighthouse, I'm going to do a grayish and a blue, kind of like, this is called colonial blue, and then barnwood. And I'm going to try to crackle it. I have this crackle medium, and I'm going to try to do that on this section and this section here. I don't know. I've never really kind of done this before, so I'm going to see if it works. And if it does crackle, then I may go in and antique it so it'll fall in the different cracks. I don't know. We'll see as we go. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint, and then I'll be back. Hey, okay, so I got everything painted. I painted the chest, the lighthouse, the base. I glued it all together. It's one solid unit. And the cloth that I put in the bottom, it is some type of, I don't know, like, it's like a towel or something. And it's nautical. I love the colors, so I cut it up, and it's kind of like a burlap, but it's not. It's really soft, but it's pretty sturdy. I liked it, so I put it in the bottom, and we are going to do some placement today. I'm not going to glue anything down with you because gluing and painting, you don't need to see that because you all understand that. So what I did was I antiqued the box, if you can see like all the different crevices where it's a little bit darker. I used, I think I had mentioned it before, the folk art antiquing apple butter brown. I have had this forever. I would assume they still make it. It's by Plaid Enterprises. I use a lot of their folk art paint. Highly recommend this and their paint. Good product. And so I did that. I did a black wash instead of doing the crackling medium. I like the black wash better. I just thought it looked kind of weathery with being out in the sea and so forth. And so now what we're going to do is our placement. I have this little starfish. We're going to place that in there. I have a rope that I want to stick behind him, her. Okay, and like when I glue it, it's very, very tedious. It's a very tedious process, so I'm going to do that once I film everything and show you what we're going to create. So we have that in there, and then I have a lot of like old broken jewelry, a lot of costume jewelry. So I'm just going to lay this as an element in the chest. On the starfish, I've got some netting. This is like actual, you could buy this in a craft store. It's just like, you know, just like something I guess you can decorate with and so forth. But I cut it, and it's kind of flexible. So, I mean, you could do like a lot with it. I use this on my scrapbook pages sometimes because it's nice and flat. Okay, and then the next thing I did was I had this, it's like origami paper. It's very, very thin. And I did two things with it. The first thing I did was I cut a piece, and I, on the back, I did craft paper. I crumpled it up just like that to make it look old and tattered and well used. And I took a edge distressor, which has like a razor blade in it, and I just went around the edges like this, and then it just rips it up again, making it look tattered and old. And I'm gonna create this, not create, but place it in the corner. And then the other thing I did with the paper was I took it and I rolled it up like this, but I rolled it smaller. So I created like rolled up maps, and then I tied it with a little piece of string. And then I have a little one here. So we're going to place that in there. And let's see, the next thing I have is I had these little glass jars, and I filled them with little tiny seashells that I had. And we're going to put that in there. And again, this is all placement just to give you an idea of what I want to do. This was like some kind of a brass tube or something, and it reminded me of a telescope that they look at the stars and they look for land and all of that when they're on the sea. So I thought that was appropriate. I have, let's see, I have this little jar I filled up with pearls. And we're going to put that in there. And I may move a couple of things around here and there, but I just want to give you an idea of what you can create. And then, of course, you got to have a couple of skulls in there, right? So we got some skulls. And then this was really, really, really cool. This was, trying to get it on camera, focus here. It is a watch, and it was just a broken watch, and it had the, like the ship's wheel, and I thought that was really cool. So I don't know yet where we're going to put that, but that's going to go in there because I just love that. That's like my favorite piece. Maybe we can stick that like here or something. Okay. And then, again, with the antique jewelry, well, not antique, but costume, but it's pretty old. It's probably from like the 70s. I had these long necklaces, and I like these bars. So what I did was I took it apart. I took a couple of those bars out. This is what they look like. And we're going to place them, I don't know where we're going to put them, but we're going to place them somewhere because all treasure chests have gold bars. And I had this little tiny key. Can you see this key? Let me see if I can get over here easier. Look at that little key. Oh, so I know we're going to put that up there by the lock or maybe down here. And I have a picture frame, which I'll show you what we're going to do with that. I've got some more broken chain. So let's see. Actually, I got a smaller piece, so we're going to maybe just kind of loop that over there. Then I went and found, I don't know where I got these. It must have been like a pin or like an earring or something. And it was a whole bag of these really cool, like I guess, you know, just costume jewelry, but they had these little tiny gold coins. Can you see that? My word. I mean, it doesn't get any more perfect than that. So I had a bunch of them, and I'm going to put them in there, but I don't want to lay them down yet because I'm going to scatter them throughout, but I don't know exactly yet what I want to do. So we're going to put that in there. And then let's see what else we have. Had this little gold hoop from probably a piece of jewelry. And I think we're just gonna, we could just put that somewhere, maybe on the corner here. And then I painted this little bell. It was a little wooden bell I had. And I think this map doesn't want to cooperate. But that's okay, because we're going to glue it. And we're going to maybe put a bell there. And I've got a couple other things I want to put in, but they have to come later. I painted this little bowl. It was a little wooden bowl. And I did like gray and black on it. And then I had these gems that I pulled out of some earrings. Like this one is, looks like a green gem. I've got blue. Look at this one. Isn't this cool? Like a diamond. So they're going to go into this little bowl here. But I'm not going to do anything yet with that, the placement, because that's got to go in. And so, yeah, I mean, there's going to be like, I've got this little sand dollar. I don't know if I'm going to use it, but we're going to put that in there. The next thing that I want to share with you is, got some diamonds, got to stick them in there, is that I created this little book, all right? And I used Tim Holtz's Distress Browns on it and like vintage photo, I think. And I just I had some little paper that I adhered to it, if you can see it. And so I'm going to make like a little journal. And what I'm going to use for images, I'm very excited about, is Digital Collage Club. She created Vintage Mermaids, which I believe is number 907. And what I did was I shrunk them down. They're nice and big. You probably could do like a journal or like maybe journaling cards. But what I decided to do was shrink them down because of the miniature size. And this is going to be a mermaid book that is going to be kept in this treasure. But what I'm looking here at what I want to do, and I made this one here, if you can see that, a little bit longer than the other ones when I printed them out. And what I want to do is I want to cut this one out, and I want to use this as the front cover of that little journal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and cut out all of the images that I printed out, and I'm going to adhere them in this little book. But I'm going to do that off camera because I want to make sure. See, I want to put that on the front there, and it says Mermaid, the Mermaid. And then the other thing that I did was I had this little M stamp, and it's just a rubber stamp, and I just have it, it's just a cling, and then I put it on a acrylic block. And then what I did was I stamped it, and I did it also on the craft color paper. So I've got the little M, and I cut it out with a 3 1/4 inch punch. So I got a nice perfect circle. And what I want to do with that is, I think with this mermaid here, the one that I just cut out, what I'd like to do is, I need a piece of scrap paper here. Let's push this over here, and I'm just going to distress this a bit. I want it to be a little bit more darker because the book is a little bit darker, and I don't want a glaring, like, bright color on it. So now I distressed it down to make it a little bit more dark. And then I'm going to adhere that to the front, and it says the Mermaid. Then I've got this little piece of cheesecloth, and I think what I'm going to do is adhere that to the front like fish netting or something. Okay, and then I'm going to take that M and I'm going to stick it in the middle for Mermaid. M is for Mermaid. And then all the other images from Digital Collage Club that I've cut out are going to go into this book, and it's going to be a mermaid book, and then that's going to be placed into the treasure box. But what I'm going to do is go cut that out, and I will be right back. I cut out all of the digital collage images that I shrank down that we discussed earlier, and I put them in this little journal. I also used the origami paper that I had left over, and I created like having it look like there's maps in here and just different images of the mermaids, and created this little book that I'm going to call the Mermaid Journal. And this is someone's dreams and secrets of possibly finding a mermaid and finding a treasure chest. So I'm going to put that in there. And this also is an image by Digital Collage Club. I shrank it down. I had this cute little ornate frame I thought would be perfect. So I'm going to put that in the back. And I added some cheesecloth right here, which is the white, like netting. And you can dye it, you can spray it, you can use like any type of distressing inks on it. It's great. So I put that in there, and that acted like a nice filler. And I also I found this little cross, and I thought that would look pretty cool in there. So I'm going to have to start gluing things in because it's getting quite full. And I will post a picture of the complete image, which pretty much is going to look like this, but there might be little placements here and there that might be different. But I also found I had this moss, and you could get this in any kind of craft store. And I thought this would look really cool if maybe, you know, like this is a treasure chest on a beach somewhere that somebody dug up, and I just thought that was a nice touch to it. And I've got a little tiny sand dollar. Look how cute. So I'm going to stick that there, and then I have all these little coins that we discussed, and I'm going to sporadically put them in there, but they all have to be glued down, and if I stick them in there they'll probably start falling into the crevices. So in any event, I will post a picture at the very end, and check out my Instagram. I'm going to also have that on my Instagram at Golden Nest Studio, and check out my Etsy shop, please, at Golden Nest Studio. All the links will be down below. And yeah, so that's what I came up with, and using Digital Collage Club's images. Check out her site. There's a club that you could join. She's also found on Etsy. She has wonderful images. And if you're new to my channel, welcome, and thank you so much for all that subscribe. And if you would like to subscribe, please click that button. And if you would like any notifications of any new videos that I create, hit the little bell and you'll get notified when I do. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it inspired you. I always say in my videos, use what you have, recycle, and just, you know, what your mind's eye sees. And this is what I saw, and I thought that the mermaid images from Digital Collage Club would be perfect. So anyways, I hope everyone is safe, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.